I'm not going to lie, James did just quote Shakespeare, which I feel like is a really strong introduction to this pod. Also lets you know just what of a, like a sweet philosopher that he is at heart. I could take a moment of silence to recognize that. All right. So
Done.
BTS, the Korean boy band, doing their mandatory military service. They're going to resume their boy band action in like 3 years once they're done with that.
Wow.
Which begs the question, if called, would you serve?
Well, I think the point of being called or drafted is that you don't have a choice, right?
Well, I think BTS seems like they had a choice in the headline.
Oh, really?
I get the vibe not. Maybe not. I don't know. South Korea is, I guess, pretty open, right?
No, I think it's mandatory.
Well,
either way, would you serve? Would
Jenny,
you fight
Google
back?
this.
Would you happily serve the way our friends at BTS?
I would not happily serve, but I would serve.
This is a great question that I don't think I've really ever thought through. I do know that my father, rest in peace, when the draft was happening for Vietnam, made the decision that he would go to grad school, and he was like, "I'm just gonna run it up, go to grad school because as long as I'm a student." Then he was good. So he went to grad school.
I think if it was avoidable, I would not, because I would not like to be away from my my best fucking friend, my 3-year-old daughter. Yeah.
I do feel like this has come full circle, fully apropos, because my grandfather fought in the Korean War. I'm not saying we're about to fight BTS, although that would be sick.
Wow.
But
I would do that for the record. Like,
but do we all? So I come from
how many guys do they
family.
have?
Like
how many guys? 6. We could take them. They're all like 5'9", 5'8".
How many? Yeah, they're definitely.
It's not like a Liver King. They're not like a Liver King 5'7". They're like a. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. What were you saying, James? You had something.
I was going to ask you guys, because I come from a kind of a military family a little bit. Do you guys as well? I think you guys do too, right?
Yeah, for sure. My brother's in the Marine Corps, and then and obviously our grandpa was in the military.
Yeah, my grandpa was like.
Grandpa's a legend, right?
Yeah, my grandpa. Yeah.
Swag. Yeah, my grandpa was.
My last name was
Andy served.
My last name is
Colin
Landforce.
had to be.
If you had any more questions, please direct them to.
Well, this does tie into how we were recommending. So often, if you search for Landforce on TikTok, our boys starting to show up, but mostly it is ground recon, or it'll be the kind of thing like this. This warlord has taken over whatever subsection of Africa and has put together a land force to go rampage.
So I think it's the Congolese army is known as
called
the
land
force, or it's or something similar. I just saw there's also, to be fair, there's also a Japanese rock band called Land Force.
Well, and it makes sense with Bangtan's Congolese connection. And so
yeah.
I'll tell you
wait. There is also a yearly defense convention called Land Force, called Land Forces, I think, and it was just a couple weeks ago, I believe.
So we should lean into that for Colin's personal brand merch.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's all fatigues. It's like blue BDUs. Fatigues that were like
tactical vest. I'm saying Cryptech. Let's.
Oren and I've been
the one that's like
the
little squares everywhere.
We got a mood board.
Is that the little squares?
Yeah, like
Cryptech shit. Yeah,
like a leather balaclava.
Yeah, sick. I actually, it reminds me. So as you guys know, I'm mentoring at Techstars again. And normally there's like a thesis for the companies that are going through Techstars, and this time it's almost all aerospace and air defense. And so it's being sponsored by like JPL.
Perfectly aligned.
What?
So it's perfectly aligned with your thesis.
It's perfectly aligned with me. Yeah, I actually did get picked to be a lead. I got asked to be a lead mentor from one of the. It's funny. There's like 2 that are in it that are not. That have nothing to do with like space. And one of them is this
aerospace. They were like, James looks like a man who knows planes.
Well, I think I told you on one pod. There's like on one of them. There's like one that makes heat shields for rockets, and I was like, "Listen, this is sick. I have no idea how it can be useful to you guys, but your company seems
that's it.
Super sick."
Have you guys thought about B2B lead generation?
Post on a soccer blog.
Yeah. It's fun, the parallels. Now, when I'm outsourcing
like a
soccer content,
it's really like it's all building. At the end of the day, builders build regardless of industry.
Regardless of industry. And so this is tangential, but now we're really off track. But I was just going to say that the sponsors for this cohort, so to speak, of Techstars are like JPL, but also the Space Force. Just want to say it's pretty sick. First time, just me working with the Space Force. Yeah, which I remember everyone when Trump started first said Space Force, everyone was like, "What is this dude talking about?" But here we are now, Space Force. You know what I mean?
But now we have a fifth branch of the military.
There we go.
I bet there's some flames I bet there's some like flames think tank jobs for that where you like just like pontificate and read science fiction and get paid really well. But
when does Builders Build pivot into just a think tank? That's the job I want. It's just the Builders Build.
All right, well, let's workshop a little bit here. So if you were representing the Congolese land force and you needed a strategy to mitigate,
I know what I do. I would recommend the oil changes in
Nigeria.
They could buy a niche blog about
niche blogs solve almost every political problem. Like, you want Dr. Oz to win in Philly? He needs a niche content site, localized. We're gonna put a campaign together. Ezoic comes in, it's over.
Shout out to Ezoic. They're taking me to Carlsbad on Thursday.
Yo, real quick. Land Forces is a international land defense expo.
Sick.
And it's in Australia.
Sick. Yeah, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? It's some meta shit. Some truly meta.
Like it's literally like you go there to like check out the latest tanks or like.
You should try to get a speaking gig just off the name. You should be like how
for all the listeners,
what you can learn from a cannabis CTO inside land forces.
Like I said, for all the listeners, we now do these 3 miniature pods, and every single time we sit down to record, and it's basically been 2 hours. I mean, we're going to chop this up and try and make it useful, but it's basically been 2 hours of 3 of us just having fun. I don't even know what we're talking about, but I'm having the time of my life. So I apologize.
We did cover a significant amount. Tying into the land force, we did cover Cody Sanchez's YouTube and the conversation that happened off it. And she has her thumbnail game is on 12. She's aspiring to Mr. Beast level thumbnails. And in one of them, she's wearing a tactical vest with a microphone, like poked around the corner, being like, two like things I learned from 2 ex-CIA agents. And I have to say, I may not speak for all of us, but I respect the dedication to the craft. She's killing it.
Dude, one time, not now, we'll do a Cody pod.
He would serve.
Because Colin and I, one of the ways that Colin and I started becoming a lot closer, like, I guess we were probably friends then, but like before we were close, was like Cody had sort of put together this group and she's like, we're all going to take content for real, right? We're all going to grow on Twitter. And that was the plan. We had this WhatsApp group that SB posted the other day, actually. I saw it because my WhatsApp popped up for the first time in like 2 months. It was
SB just popped in to tell everybody he loved them and he hoped they were having a great day or something.
Yeah, I'll let y'all know.
The best.
Fuck, SB is such a good dude. He's literally just chopped into a chat that's been dead for like a year, and he was just like, just want to let y'all know, you're all kings and queens. Everyone is amazing, and just let me know if you ever need anything. And I was like, God damn, this man is just too
so good.
We don't deserve SB. But my point is that it's interesting. I would love to do a deep dive into Cody at some point. No pun intended. That came across weird. Because I think that
no, you it didn't come across weird. You calling it out came across weird.
Right.
Okay. Now we have to keep it in. I can't edit these 15-minute ones.
But my point is that like when we all started on Twitter together, right? It was like there was like Nathan Barry, right, the founder of ConvertKit in that chat, right? Like some real hitters in there. But Cody really ran with it, and like in a way that I can not have anything but obscene respect for. And I think we should do a deep dive into Cody and the strategy there at some point.
I think that chat is interesting because it connected me with a couple of people that I guess I got more connected with after the fact. But the overall vibe was a little bit cool, kid. Right. That was not an engagement group, but it was a group of people working on the same thing. The idea was you talk about it, you engage with each other's content when you do it, so on and so forth. And nobody really wanted to talk about it or engage with it on Twitter. And then Cody was obviously enthusiastic about it, but Cody rarely actually like runs her Twitter. And it's interesting. The thought was great. Cody was behind it. Cody's the queen of that shit. And the group itself was just a dud because I think you have to have a bunch of people in there who are fired up to be in there and talk about it and do it.
I was going to say a lot of the people that were in there, and now this has nothing to do with the original talking about, but there was like some, like Bill was in there, people running like $150 million business. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a bunch of people that I think thought that growing on Twitter would be cool, but just truly didn't want to put in the effort to grow on Twitter. And because of how cringe you have to be to grow on any social platform, surprise, surprise, you guys want to grow your social media accounts, any of you on any channels, like there's like at least a monochrome like level of cringe that you have to be comfortable with doing, right? And I think a lot of people are just not comfortable with that. Was this a BTS pod? Were we talking about BTS 10 minutes ago? Was it this one?
We're talking about BTS. So they're just hitting pause. I mean, we could either go back to BTS or I have the itinerary for Land Forces 22 convention.
Okay, let's do that. Let's read that.
No, I think it would be best if I went through this. So first of all, it actually is it was a week and a half ago. I'm actually going to go through this offline and come back to you guys with like kind of the highlights. Because it's a mix of like super obscure and not funny, and then like, oh, that's a funny one. Back to BTS.
Honestly, in today's climate, brother, like nothing about war is funny.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I also think that should we give a real shout out to some of the OG celebrities that did go to war, and some of the OG celebrities that refused to go to war. Muhammad Ali,
William Wallace,
Cassius Clay.
I
think Babe Ruth went off to war, right? Muhammad Ali definitely refused to go to war, right? That was like a big
JFK.
thing, right? JFK.
Yeah,
he probably.
Barbara
JFK
Bush
went off to war in the way that like you see those like little fucking British princes go to war. You know what I mean? They're like,
the way Elvis Presley went off to war. You know what I'm saying? Like
he wasn't on the front
Presley
lines.
did war. Yep. Elvis Presley did war, right?
Yeah, man. Presley war. Yeah,
Presley war.
So here's speed round. Which Twitter celebrities micro celebrities would not do war?
Ooh,
Sahil.
Listen, I love SB. I don't think SB's going to war.
He's leading his troops, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, a leader. He's
SB will do anything. SB will do anything he needs to.
Okay, I respect that.
Dooley's not going to war.
Dooley's not going to war.
Celebrity.
Is Chad going to war?
No, Chad's not going to war.
Both of you just said no, Chad's
not. And that's good. I will take Chad's spot.
I hope Chad listens to this pod. Chad might actually listen to this pod. I hope Chad listens to this pod. Chad's just trying to get West in the helicopter, you know? In fact, I can't think if you were looking for trying to get West in a helicopter. I think if you were looking for a school,
different kind of helicopter though.
It
wasn't a Black Hawk.
I think if you were looking for a squad of young men that were like ready for war, Money Twitter would be the right corner of the internet to go to. Of all the corners of the internet to look,
all the red pills.
You know what I mean? The whole Miami shout out Miami squad. I know that Miami squad is just sitting there with assault rifles right now. Recording podcasts.
You know what? Like Amazon FBA Twitter. Amazon FBA,
Amazon FBA Twitter, less likely. High ticket sales closer Twitter, 100% of those boys are going to war. Like, I feel like those boys are they're on Ghost Shed. They're on Miami just doing fucking MMA all day, just like shooting guns, driving Ferraris. It's a different life. They're ready. They're ready. Ready to fight for their land. I don't know where any of these podcasts are going, you guys.
Are the My First Million guys going? I don't know. I don't think so. No offense,
Well, listen.
No offense, guys. I don't think you're.
I thought the plan was to take on My First Million. I mean, I'm still ready for that
fight. The draft.
First of all, I think
I'm
absolutely
here for it.
How old are you guys? I'm 34. I think it's at 35. I think I might be the only one. You guys are both older than me.
Yeah, but they take you if you're a special breed. If they look at your genetics, they go, okay. And so
you look at Orange genetics, you know that man's ready to fight. You know what I mean? 6'9".
his mind,
6'9".
His mind just sees the battlefield.
But you'd be more like tactics. I would definitely. I would recruit Warren for tactics.
Warren, how old are you? You just had your birthday recently, right? 37.
Yeah, I'm 37.
What are you? 35?
36 in 9 days.
What are you doing?
My birthday's in 4 weeks.
Yeah, we do free birthday.
Colin's birthday. Yeah, what's the plan, bro?
Pot switch. I'm not like a big
band trip.
I'm not like a big birthday guy. So whatever Kelsey lines up, I'm just gonna be here.
It's also that's remarkably close to Halloween. The only holiday that matters.
It's always been a conflict.
But for everyone that's listening,
especially like
you're going to dress up in a slutty little outfit and hit the town.
No, I mean Cece's calling the shots on. Every day it's something new, but like Turtle, I think she wants me to be a turtle right now. So
I love she wants to be a turtle. It's not that she wants to be a turtle herself. She's requested that
Colin
she's supposed to be a turtle.
Yeah, no, I think she's gonna be a witch, or I can't remember. Hers changes every day. Mine has been consistently a turtle.
You should go and then
Cooper, the dog, Cooper is our Yorkie. Cooper is going to be a cat. And this is all like her idea.
He's pretty cat-sized, right?
Yeah.
And what's Dexter going to be, Oren? Dexter's just going to be insane.
Oh, yeah, Dexter just said he's going to be a really happy, pleasant dog.
Dude, one of my favorite dogs in all existence is Oren's dog, because it's like, you ever see those memes where, and I don't mean this offensively, but there's like two brain cells like fighting? Dexter's got two of those brain cells, and they're just flying around. It's not even that they're it's just like he's back and forth and jump on your lap. And he's just
like, I am so happy that you're here. You're here still? Bro, who are you? I'm still so happy.
Last time I was at Oren's house, he literally jumped onto the dinner table. And I was like, the dog is on the dinner table. And he's like, Dexter. He's like, what? He's just here. He's like,
Colin, that brings up since we've fully transitioned into Just Dudes pods, I got a question for you, Colin. Oren and I were talking about this the other day. I was having dinner with Oren and Marnie, his wife, the other day, and actually his son and his dog as well. The whole squad.
Yeah, they were around,
and the whole team. And we had a conversation about treats, right? And not dog treats, but human treats. And like, I don't really have much self-control over eating treats, so I don't have them in my house, right? So like, I'll just be like, listen, I don't have cookies in my house, because if I have, and every woman I've ever lived with, which is I've had three exes I've lived with in the past, and they're all been like, what's wrong with you? Just eat one cookie. That's just not me. They say I have no self-control. My self-control is to not buy them. So I've now recently discovered they have food safes, right? You can buy a food safe. It's clear.
Bro,
it's got a lock code on it. And so I brought it up. I'd be down. Oren was down. Marnie thought we were insane. My question for you, Colin, is how are you, like, can you control yourself? What's that dynamic like in the Landforce household?
So this is a tough answer. Like, my metabolism is made of fucking stainless steel.
Fuck.
I have no control and doesn't fucking matter.
Fuck you.
I will go get a box of Girl Scout cookies. I will eat them all now, and we will never speak of it again. Snacks and things don't last in our house, because like I just, they last for like a day and a half, but it's just never been an issue. And
so when Dwayne James said it, and my wife was like, "This man's criminally insane." Maybe I got to that level. He was like, "She's not going to let a woman in his house. She's going to keep her snacks in a snack drawer." And to be fair, and this is coming from my wife, who's like typical diet is like, I ate a yogurt and a
no. You sent us a picture the other day at the grocery store. It was your food versus her food. Yeah. What was it?
Yeah, it's my food. It was like literally, it was like a chicken breast and 3 green juices was my food, and hers was like 2 massive chocolate bars and like a granola thing. And I was like, yeah, it's just living in a different universe. But she has self-control. She'll go there and eat like all she ate today was half of a chocolate bar or whatever it was. And I
is that called self-control?
Yeah, and I went there. So today I'm eating Teddy Grahams, or the organic version Teddy Grahams, out of the bag because someone dared bring that shit in the house. Because
I drink them.
I like James.
I just like pour it. Just pour it up.
I have the self-control at the store. I don't have the self-control in the home. And I texted James being like, brother, I feel you.
And the way I always comp it out to women is I say that you should respect my abstinence, right? Like my ability to have the self-control at the store is my ability to like also not dabble. You know what I mean? Like when I'm out and about with the boys, with the lads.
Yeah, but they're just gonna be like, yeah, but then if it's right in front of you, you're just gonna eat it. And you're like,
there's no winning.
There's no winning. So here's the dynamic in our house. It's really not so much sweets, but like almost every night around 9:30 or 10, I go to the Plaid Pantry or the 7-Eleven, the convenience store, and get something.
You do?
Like, for Kelsey. Yeah, for Kelsey.
Not for you,
and usually
give yourself a little treat. You know
usually under the condition, she's like, I'm not like. I'll be like, do you want me to go? She'll be like, not if you're not. Like, I will if you will, kind of thing. And it's like, fuck, man, I'll get like a sparkling water then, I guess. But like, so this became a thing. Our old neighbor, we like became closer and closer with her as we were about to move, and I made this joke about how every night I go to 7-Eleven to get snacks, and our neighbor goes, "Oh, that's what you're doing? I assumed like you leave every night at 9:30. I thought you were going to sell drugs or something." That's nice to know you're just going to get snacks.
You're like, sir, I literally sell drugs for a living all day. I don't need to go out at 9 p.m.
Yeah, I don't want to sell them more at night.
She pointed out that it was like clockwork. She was like, you realize every single night at like 10 you leave.
And that's what you assume? I'd be like, she's walking the dog. He's like he's obsessive compulsive. Like he's selling drugs. Like, isn't drugs more of a sporadic?
Well,
like,
she knew that I was in I don't know. It was pretty funny. But I think the deal is so Kelsey refuses to buy these things that she would like to snack on in bulk, right? Which means that I just don't buy them every night. Yeah.
For 5 times as much. And the house.
So many $3 bags of Gardettos and shit.
But
so that's how I found Liquid Death Sparkling, and I like Liquid Death Sparkling. So
boom, I'm also a fan.
And that's the real lesson here: is you can win on Liquid Death anywhere.
Listen, I actually want to ask the listeners of this pod: do you, if they enjoy Just Dudes more than Builders Build, because there was not any alpha at all, but I had a fuck ton of fun for the past 2 hours. And so if you guys like Just Dudes and are more likely to share it with your friends and rate it 5 stars, we could do a hard pivot into Just Dudes pod. Because this is kind of just the three of us hanging out. I promise
I will make some topics and shit, and we will come back to the way we did the first week we did this and not just lose this completely.
No. I feel like today we had good topics, and we're like, no, let's just talk about Korean boy bands and war.
And not a thing was learned.
But
does it even matter? Was the real alpha the friends we made along the way?
Exactly.
It was. All right. We'll stay rich.